Today, we are diving into the world of two classic Hindi fables. They tell one story from two very different perspectives, that of a poor berry seller and a wealthy landlord. Their lives get completely turned upside down by a single, fateful encounter.
And really, at the heart of both these tales is a massive question. Are we the masters of our own destiny? In Indian philosophy, this often gets explored through the idea of karma, right? The belief that what you do shapes what happens to you. But is it just our actions that decide our fate, or is there more to it? We're going to use these two stories as a way to really dig into that idea.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the story of the poor man and the test he faces. Then, we'll switch gears and see the rich man's arrogance in action. After that, we'll bring it all together, analyze how their destinies are linked, and figure out what these stories are really trying to tell us about who we are and where we're headed.
Okay, before we meet our two main characters, you have to understand the kind of world they live in. In the universe of these fables, things are very black and white. People aren't really shades of gray. They're basically walking, talking examples of virtues like kindness or vices like arrogance. And in this world, every single action has a direct and often kind of magical consequence.
All right, let's meet our first protagonist. This is Aditya. He's a really kind-hearted guy, but he's desperately poor. He sells Jamun berries just to try and support his family, and it is a constant uphill battle. The world just seems totally stacked against him. And to give you a real sense of his struggle, after an entire day of trying to sell his berries, he'd often come home with only 20 or maybe 40 rupees. Some days he sold nothing at all. He'd just return home with an empty pocket and, a really heavy heart. Things were not good. And this is the moment where everything changes. One evening, after selling absolutely nothing, knowing his own family was hungry, Aditya is approached by a tired, hungry sadhu, a holy man. And without even thinking about it, Aditya offers the sadhu his entire basket of unsold berries. It's this incredible, selfless act when he literally had nothing himself. Now, in a world like this, an act of pure kindness, it does not go unnoticed. The sadhu gives him a magical bird named Rani. He tells him, "This bird, this is the key to your fortune. As long as she's with you, your luck will shine. There's just one rule. The bird's magic has to stay a secret."
And wow, you can just see the difference it makes. The effect is immediate. It's dramatic. All of a sudden, Aditya's berries are selling out every single day, and for great prices. His income just skyrockets. He can finally provide for his family. It's like that one good deed completely rewrote his entire life.
But of course, it's a fable. It's never that easy. Aditya's sudden change in fortune definitely does not go unnoticed. The village head, the Mukhya, sees this and just becomes consumed by jealousy. He can't figure out how this poor guy suddenly got so successful, and so he starts plotting against him. So the Mukhya, with all these other jealous vendors whispering in his ear, he cooks up this really cruel lie. He accuses Aditya in public of stealing berries. And for his punishment, he takes away the one thing Aditya cherishes, that magical bird, Rani. And just like that, boom, Aditya is right back where he started. But hey, this is a story with a moral, right? The bird eventually escapes from the greedy Mukhya, and with the sadhu's help, she finds her way back to Aditya. His good fortune is restored, but this time he's learned a really important lesson about how poisonous envy can be, and why sometimes it's wise to keep your blessings to yourself. Okay, now let's flip the coin and look at our second story. Here we meet a zamindar, a rich landlord. He has all the money and power that Aditya could only dream of, but none of his humility. This guy is arrogant, he's cruel to the poor, and he has absolutely no respect for holy men. And what's so fascinating is that he runs into the exact same sadhu. When the zamindar's kind wife tries to offer the holy man some food, her husband just scoffs. He says he knows all about these phony beggars in disguise. His words are just dripping with contempt. The sadhu hears every single nasty word. And in this world, remember, consequences are not just swift, they are absolute. He confronts the zamindar and lays down a powerful curse, and in an instant, the rich landlord is gone. In his place, a lowly fox. All his wealth, his status, all of it just vanished because of his own words. But there's a catch. The curse doesn't have to be permanent. The sadhu offers a way out,
but it's a difficult path, one that's specifically designed to teach the very humility the Zamindar so desperately lacks. To even hope to become human again, the fox has to complete 3 very specific, very humbling tasks.
Okay, so we've got 2 men, 2 totally different actions, and 2 dramatically different results. Now let's put them side by side and really decode the message these fables are sending about our fate. On one side, you have Aditya, the humble berry seller. His defining quality is his generosity, even when he has nothing. And on the other side, you have the Zamindar. His defining quality is his arrogance, which is totally fueled by his wealth. Their entire stories really just hinge on these core traits.
And when you lay it all out like this, it becomes crystal clear. Aditya's humble nature leads him to an act of charity, which brings him good fortune. The Zamindar's arrogant nature leads him to an act of insult, which gets him cursed. The logic is a straight line. The outcome is a perfect reflection of their inner character.
And you start to see these powerful threads connecting both stories. You realize the sadhu isn't just some random guy they meet. He's more like a moral catalyst, a living test of karma, sent to see who each man truly is. Both stories completely pivot on one single action, that moment where their true character is revealed. And, this is key, wealth and power are shown not as a prize but as a test of your soul.
So, when you look at both sides of the story, what's the ultimate lesson here? What are these fables trying to tell us about who or what is really the architect of our fate?
While the answer these stories give is incredibly direct, in this moral universe, character is destiny. It's not about luck, it's not about chance. The stories are arguing that your fate is a direct result of who you are at your very core, your humility or your arrogance, your kindness or your cruelty. Your actions don't create your character, they just reveal it, and then the universe responds.
And you see this perfectly in the Zamindar's journey back to being human. He doesn't just get lucky one day. No, he has to earn his humanity back, step by step, by doing humble and kind things, the very qualities he was missing. He has to fundamentally change his character to change his fate.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. These fables show us a world where your character is the cause and your fate is the effect. It makes you ask a question about your own life. If your actions today are writing the story of your tomorrow, what kind of story are you writing for yourself?